What I want to end on. I want to end on this note this morning, on Kamala and Esther. Kamala and Esther. And so it's always the text to talk and the takeaway. Here is the text, Esther 4:14. Esther 4:14. And who knows but that you have come to this royal position for such a time as this? For who knows, Esther? Kamala, who knows? Did you come to this royal position for such a time as this? Mordecai is talking to Esther. As you know, the Jews are under severe attack in this nation. And they appear to be going to be wiped out. Why? Simply because they are Jews. Simply because they are Jews. And Esther is in this position, and the king has no clue as to her connection with the Jewish people. She uses that position to then save the Jewish people from annihilation. Similarly today, who knows that the current vice president was not placed in that position for such a time as this? You already know that her pick really enthused many people, African Americans, to vote. And you already know that if you don't know that we were under severe attack under the previous generation, administration, what am I talking about, generation? We were already under severe attack. Now, I don't know about you, but I really was concerned about the freedom of African Americans, and it's still under attack. Our voters' rights is under attack. Our mere existence in this country is under attack. And it was authorized by the president himself. Now, I believe Kamala had this opportunity to step in and bring such enthusiasm to help Biden win the election. Who knows that she was picked for this time, for this position, to really help our people? Well, we still got some time to see more of what's going to happen over the next 3.5 years. But I think it's worth looking at Esther and Vice President Harris. I think it's worth looking at. 3 things I want you to see in this text and in our current day history that's being written even while we speak. Both women are beautiful. Both women are beautiful. I don't mean that from some salacious thing. It's obvious. The scripture says Esther was beautiful. Vice President Harris is clear. She's a beautiful woman. But this is what I want you to get. Beauty is skin deep, but brains goes all the way to the bone. Beauty is skin deep, but brains goes all the way to the bone. And you cannot deny both these women, not only beautiful, but had great smarts, because they were able to maneuver within the royal position that she had. And we're praying that Vice President Harris is able to maneuver in the position that she has to carry out the smartness that you already know is there. You don't get there on looks alone. Am I making any sense? You don't get to that place on looks alone. You got to have brains, and brains goes all the way to the bone. The second thing is this. Both recognized the times and rose to the occasion. Both recognized the times and rose to the occasion. Esther, other than Mordecai, outside of Mordecai, or with the exception of Mordecai saying to her, look, think about where you are. After she thought about it, it hit her. I am in this place, and I recognize it. And what does she do? I'm going to see the king. And if I perish, I'll perish. But I'm going to do what I need to do. The same thing we recognize with Vice President Harris. The same thing, that she has recognized the position that she's in. And I'm praying that she uses it to make a difference in our country. The third thing is this: both actions help save a nation from its own annihilation. Now, had the country annihilated the Jews, it would have had a tremendous impact on the country that they were now living in. The same thing is happening. What I found is so interesting is that majority culture love our culture, but don't love us. Love our culture, but don't care nothing about us. And understand that if you eliminated us, not only would you eliminate culture, you will eliminate a part of yourself, because we're all in this thing together. All of us are Americans. You can't do one thing to one American without doing it to all of us. So both of their actions will help a nation. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: there is a moment in every woman's life when you have to make a decision that is life or death for you and others. There's a moment in every woman's life that you're going to have to make life, if you haven't already, you will, that you will have to make life and death decisions, not only for yourself, but for others. Do I have that right, ladies? Do I have that? If I got that right, put that in the chat. You make life and death decisions all the time. You make life and death decisions simply by your body and bringing life into the world. You make life and death decisions when you then take your hand and rock the cradle that rocks the world. You raise a nation. God has given you that kind of power. The power of a mom, the power of a woman. I'll end on the note that I started out with this week. James Brown said it best. He is the theologian of the hour. It's a man's world, but my God, it won't be nothing without a woman or a girl. The Lord be with you all this weekend. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. I'll be on a whole nother flow next week. Make sure you go to church wherever that may be. If you have nowhere, please come to New Life in present or online, Facebook Live or New Life Tube 1, 9:30 Central Standard Time. There's going to be a word in the house for you. You can trust me on that. God bless you. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday. Bye now. Share the manna. I forgot. Hey, share the manna.